drifting through the waves, Spartan on the rise, like death wave shining like a star in the skies, golden falling down, yeah, the tear too low. He light the path up with their radiant glow, click through the build, every step in sync, catchphrase drops, crowd lean on the brink, hear me out, then the world goes quiet, she starts to breathe and the bass ignites.
What's up, guys? My name is Spartan, and we've got a pretty big update here. So yeah, it's another update. This is not going to be like a major update. It's, I guess, the best way to put it is a patch. But the updating patch notes are out for version 27.1.3, which will involve the new featured banner module. And I wanted to briefly kind of cover it with you guys this morning here. Really quickly, who all do we have here? We got Stormfighter, what's up? Long time no talk. Ellie, what's up? What's up? I'm Random, what's up? Loose, David G, DB, Silver, Dr. Trashbag, what's up, dude? Joel, Dylan, Unsainted, Berto, what's up, guys? Okay, so we've got some patch notes. Let me quickly hop over to the up screen here, and we can see. Morning, need that Tags country song from last week. I think it was about Deathwave. It was about Deathwave. Stay with me. We'll get through these patch notes, and then I will gladly play that song. So let's hop over here. Not already in this Discord. You can still get all of these patch notes in our server. We posted it right here. So there's the developer announcements thing, and it will basically tell you the same thing. But yeah, let's just read it direct from the source so that we can get through this. So, sort of leak was going to say for this module, it was effectively going to be you get one extra workshop orb, and it increases the unique effect, increases the speed of all of your workshop orbs for a decaying amount of time. And then the amount of time is what would level up with each module rarity. So that was originally what Orbital Augment was going to do. It has since changed, so let's go over it. Starting at 0000 UTC on Monday, November 3rd, players will see a featured banner for our newest module, Orbital Augment. This banner will run for 2 weeks. A week later, November 24th, this module will be added to the standard banner. It is the final module of the current release of 4 modules. So this is what it actually says for the particular module. So it says Orbital Augment adds at Epic Level 2, at Legendary 4, at Mythic 6, and at Ancestral 8, orbiting electrons. Electrons. So not orbs. It says electrons. So they're adding a new little mechanic here, which is kind of interesting. Around the tower. Each electron deals damage equal to 10% of the wave's health to any enemies that they hit. So that is what the new module reads. To put that into perspective, it mentions the wave health. So that is talking about this number here. Like mine currently is 253S. So that number there, that's what it's talking about. Each of these enemies have a scaling health that plays off of that number. So it'll be 10% effectively of each of these enemies' health, which is kind of insane. I think it's going to be a really, really good module. I don't want to jump to conclusions. Obviously, it is still early. But based on just this right now, it looks like it's going to be actually pretty good. See what you guys think. Oh, electrons. That is shocking. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Also, I'm going to do something really, really quickly. Let's see. All right. Ellie, you are hereby promoted to the rank of YouTube moderator, effective immediately. You have been in every single one of my streams for the past, month, and you've almost been the first one in each of the streams every single time. So, welcome aboard. With great power comes great responsibility. If you see Joel say some sketchy stuff, you can, I don't know, put him in timeout or something. You got to keep Joel in his place. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to call you out, Joel. But yeah. So this module type is going to be an armor module. So it's going to be an armor. Let's go back to the patch notes here. Okay. So they actually provided some quick kind of frequently asked questions about the new modules. So first and foremost, are these the same as orbs? No. There is zero overlap between orbs and electrons. None of the orb speed, coin bonus, or orb module effects will apply to electrons. Which also implies that the orb resistance battle conditions will also not apply to these. So that is really, really good. Does this module affect gestures to every enemy in the game? Yes, electrons do damage to all gestures. That's, I don't know, the wording's kind of weird, but to every enemy in the game. So that will include elites, that will include fleets, and that will include bosses. Every single enemy. So to put it into perspective, Primordial Collapse, when it was initially released, it was supposed to do that. It was supposed to, well, not deal damage, but reduce damage from every enemy in the game. But it was bugged for a little while, and they have since fixed it. But from how this is reading, right out the gate, it's supposed to deal damage to every single enemy in the game, which is really, really good. Is there hit text for the electrons? Yep. It only shows up when you've got the orbital augment equipped. No augment, no party. Again, the wording, whatever, it's fine. It's the community manager trying to put some fancy wording in here, but it's whatever. The point is, yeah, there will be hit text, cool. What if I keep an enemy? It is a stagnant per enemy 10% health damage, which is still pretty good. I mean, 10% health of a boss can make or break if you are able to kill a boss before they actually get to your tower or not. So even if it doesn't stack, it could still be good. It could still be good. I'm lagging a lot. Hold on, let me see. What does it say? It says that we're doing good. Here, I'll stop streaming and then just restart. Give me a moment. Okay. We should be back. Let me know if you guys can hear me. We should be back. So how many electrons? One would be too low. Yeah, so we already covered that. It's going to be at epic rarity 2 electrons, at legendary 4, at mythic 6, and at ancestral 8. So basically, even at mythic level, doubling the amount of little things, kind of like your orbs, really, really valuable. So let me know if that actually worked. Are we still kind of lagging? Are we a little bit better? Let me know how we're looking here. Okay. Good so far. Very good. Thank you, David. Okay, so yeah, the damage appears to be kind of stagnant. It's not looking like it's going to be a stacking effect. It's looking like it's going to be each electron, if it hits an enemy, will just deal that 10% health damage, and then that will be basically it for that particular enemy. But the possibilities for this module seem really, really interesting. I have other questions. Perfect. Once it is live, go ahead and give it a peek and see how it plays out for you specifically. Again, kind of a useless thing. I don't know why that has to be in the patch notes, but whatever, it's fine. I can keep my gripes and put them somewhere else, like in my own brain. So, known issues with this module. Pulsar Harvester is currently reducing the damage that electrons do. Okay, I guess that makes sense because of the unique effect of Pulsar Harvester. Proportional to the number of D levels. We aim to fix this in the next update. So for the current update, it will be bugged, it sounds like, if you're using Pulsar Harvester. So just keep that in mind. Bug fixes. Fixed hit text not displaying correctly in certain situations. Fixed scatter behavior. I don't know, I guess scatters are behaving kind of weird. They need a timeout or something, I don't know. Fixed outdated summon description text. Cool. Hardly any of these ever actually affect most people, but whatever. Fixed issues where elite spawns reset on game resume. Oh, that would suck. Like if you're 3,000 waves in and then it resets back to 0. That would really suck. Okay. Fixed IAP price not correctly localized. Yeah, again, no idea what that means, but whatever, it's fine. General stability improvements and cloud save fixes. Cloud save fixes. This is a big one. People, really more recently, have been having issues with their accounts, like even to the point where they'll lose a few days of progress, all the way to they lose like a month of progress. So that's a big one they need to get on, like yesterday. Coming soon. Offline lab progress with boosters is still a work in progress. We're also cooking up some bigger overhauls to squash extra bugs and make the whole thing way easier to maintain down the line. So offline lab progress with boosters. I feel like that's already a thing. Isn't that already a thing? Am I making that up? Like if I turn off my game and I have coins per kill lab in, and I don't come in until the next day, it'll still come back, right? Like, it'll still start the next level, whether I'm there or not. I don't understand. Oh, Zephyr, what's up, dude? I didn't even see you in here. What's up, dude? I promoted Ellie. She has been very, very diligent in attending the live streams, even the sporadic live streams. So, I guess she has been knighted by the Spartan Legion. So many tower YouTubers it is hard to keep up. Yes, indeed. Did it give a range from the tower? It did not. So it didn't specify. All it said was that basically they would orbit around the tower. So I don't know what that looks like exactly. It could be they're in line with our orbs, which is what I would frankly prefer. It could also be that they're way outside here, just kind of tagging enemies and damaging them as they come in. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I suspect it's going to be a pretty good module based on what this is looking like. Question. Thank you. Hold on. First of all, thank you, Unsainted, for using the question format. A Q and then your question. Or I guess you could do like a question mark too, just something so that I know it's actually a question. Anyway, thoughts on Anti-Cube Portal versus the new module for tournaments. Let's not include ass mods. Simple verses. Okay. So it's going to be hard to tell until we actually have some time to test this. I will say currently, for especially like hybrid and glass cannon, Anti-Cube is definitely the current best in slot. I suspect, so at ancestral level, you get 8 of those little electrons, and with Ancestral level here, you get times 25 damage. So I would suspect, again, this is speculation, but I would guess that Anti-Cube would still be the best in slot for straight up glass cannon. Maybe if you're running hybrid, there could be some potential that the other one would be better. I don't know. You would still need enough default damage to make sure to kill like bosses before they got to your tower. But that's kind of my guess as it currently stands. Spartan, the lab offline thing is sometimes the speed up doesn't continue if your game isn't on. Oh, okay. So you're talking about like the auto queue thing. It won't auto queue unless you're online. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that makes sense. I haven't really ran into that issue, but I also run my game 24 hours a day on my computer. But that makes sense. Okay. Yes, auto queue. Okay. Nice. But yeah, it's gonna be... I don't know. I feel like I didn't fully answer your question, Unsainted. It's gonna take some time to really test this and see how good or bad it actually is, and in what applications. I definitely think it really does solidify my previous kind of thought process in terms of assist mods. I know you didn't want to hear about it, but I'm sorry, I have to talk about it. So me and Tags, in our collab progress update, he had mentioned wanting to get the core, the cannon assist. Like, that's his big plan he wants to unlock next. I brought up wanting to unlock the armor next, and the main reason for that was so I could slot in negative mass projector, but now I'm thinking I'll just slot in that other one. So, I don't know. We'll see. It could be great. It could be terrible. There's no telling at this point. But the way that it reads, it looks like it could be pretty dang good. That's my opinion right now. So, start saving up gems. Some of us, like myself, will likely have to do another option. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But this module could be pretty good. So just keep that in mind. It's gonna be up for 2 weeks, so don't feel like you just have to go and spend money. Like, you can farm up gems and just see how lucky you get, and then if you don't get enough during the featured banner, I guess you could, like, last minute buy some gems if you're not satisfied. But yeah, I mean, that's probably what I will personally do. I just want to get every new module to Ancestral at an absolute minimum. That's just my current goal. And I've been very blessed, and I'm able to kind of do that. But obviously not everybody's in the situation where they can do that. So just start saving up modules regardless would be my suggestion. I think that would be good. Let's see. Stormfighter. With the new mod, would you recommend going for Ancestral or even going further? I think, so what I've said with previous banner modules is at a bare minimum, you want to try to get it to Mythic Plus. That gets you basically halfway to an Ancestral. That way, if we find out later on that it's a really, really good module, you already have it at Mythic. So that's kind of been my suggestion. So you would need four uniques to get to Mythic, I believe, or is it 6? I believe it's 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 4 unique effects get you to Mythic Plus. But then you would need 4 more to get to Ancestral. So if you just get 4, that'll take you to Mythic, so that's halfway there. So that's been kind of my go-to advice that I've been telling people, but yeah. Again, this module has a lot of potential based on how it reads, but it also could be bad. We just simply don't know yet. A lot of you guys saw my sentiment on restorative bonus. I still think this module sucks, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. I mean, I don't even feel like this is good as an assist module personally, but that's just me. And I would not lead you guys astray. I think this module is going to be good. I did leave a few people astray with project funding. When project funding first was announced, I thought it was going to be absolutely terrible, and it turned out to be like the best late game tournament module in the game. So I have learned from my mistakes, and since implemented the rule of I will try to get every new module to at least Mythic. That way I don't miss out. Anyway, let's see. Question: will the new mod be good for a new player? Currently at 200 billion lifetime coins. Excuse me. I think it could, especially because this will be an armor module. If you don't currently have any armor modules that are, for example, like Mythic, if you're stuck with like legendaries or even epic pluses, I think it would be good to try to get it as high as you can, if nothing else, so that you can get an ancestral defense percentage module effect. Like, as early game, it's very, very important to try to get as high of a defense percentage effect as you can. It truly does make a pretty big difference. So, I think it would be good to go ahead and try to pull. Scatter Amp Lab. Sorry, I'm just reading these comments. We're kind of getting backed up again because I keep rambling. Ellie asks, I keep on dying to scatters in tier 13 around wave 4000. I have wall thorns at 15. How do I not die to scatters? LOL. Oh, that's where the Scatter Amp Lab came from. Yeah. So it is a lab that is for Chain Lightning here. I don't even have it super high. I found that just getting like 2 levels into it already beefed it up quite a bit. And now scatters haven't been an issue for me in a very long time. And mind you, I did this when I was still running hybrid, so I was not glass cannon at this point. But yeah, this is the lab. Can't recall exactly when you unlock it. I think it's in tier 16. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it's tier 16. One more reason to spend my gems on instead of saving for a card slot. I know, dude. I know. I need card slots too. It's so annoying. But card slots will always be here. Featured banners will not always be here. So featured banners kind of changes my sentiment in terms of like the optimal way to spend gems a little bit. Obviously, if you're brand new and you still only have like 3 or 4 labs, I would still probably say, no matter how good the featured module is, go ahead and save for the 5th lab. But beyond that, if you're trying to do cards versus modules, if you get a good featured module, I would probably say go for that, personally. That's just my opinion. Celestoria, what's up, dude? I just watched your video this morning. He says, woohoo, I can read the chat this time. Let's go. Yeah, I tried to make it a little bit bigger, but I realized it was kind of small. What's the new mod stats going to be? Okay, so at epic level, it adds 2 orbiting electrons, and it goes up in increments of 2 all the way to ancestral, so the last level is 8. Orbiting electrons. This is different than like normal orbs, by the way. It says each electron deals damage equal to 10% of the wave health, which is this number here, the 580s. So, yeah, that's what it will do. The damage stays the same at 10% of the wave health, but the amount of these electrons you get increases, so based on the rarity. Scatter Amp is already apparently level 9. Oh, what the heck? Huh. How about for Orb Devo players? That's an interesting question. So that will strictly depend on where these actually are. If they're in line with your orbs, it might be okay. It might not hurt your Devo runs. If they're like way out here, it could very well affect your Devo runs in a negative way. Depending on what Devo strategy that you're doing. If you're doing like reverse orb devo where you're trying to hoard enemies outside of your range, I think it would probably be fine for that. But if you're trying to hoard enemies inside of your range, you're likely going to be shooting yourself in the foot. That's kind of my opinion. Celestoria, question. Can you play the Guardian of the Golden Tower? The Guardian of the Golden Tower. You send me that? Give me a moment. I will do one song request just for you. Which one do you want me to do? The R&B or the electronic or electric remix? Which one? Just tell me which one. How'd you do in the tournament last night? Did you keep your keys? Yes, I did. And I was able to unlock the next thing in the vault, which is I got the Workshop Orb Adjuster. So if you guys want to see what that looks like, I'll just show you here briefly. You have to have the extra orb card equipped to access it, which is kind of annoying. But then you have your extra orbs from the card, and now you have your workshop orbs. So I can extend it out to max, or I can bring it in. So this is allowing me to farm at minimum range, which is fantastic. Really, really cool. Okay, Celeste wants me to play this R&B song, but bear with me. Whoa, whoa. Okay, sorry, we gotta restart. Okay.
Designation, the Spartan.
Do you have any level recommendations for the labs in my 4th and 5th labs? Give me. I can't look because I'm already in DMs with Celeste. If I check your labs, it'll screw up the song. They may have a separate range slider. Yeah, I already checked. They really don't. It's kind of annoying. Does it spawn at the same distance as workshop orbs? Yeah, so that's the thing, Grampong. It doesn't specify. So, by the way, all of this is read in the patch notes. They posted it in the developer announcements. You can find that in the main tower server, or we also have it in our server, the Spartan Tower server. So you can read for yourself everything that it says, but it doesn't actually specify where these electrons will be. I'm hoping that they kind of stay within like the range of your workshop orbs, but I don't know. Hey, thank you, Ellie, for shouting out the Discord server. Actually, that's a good point. I need to pin that message. There we go. By the way, guys, Ellie is the newest mod for the YouTube channel. She has proven herself worthy of the title of moderator, which is a very, very, very poor paying position. I mean, in my opinion, it's a pretty generous compensation package, but it's not monetary, but it's something even more valuable. You get my thanks. So, for whatever that's worth, I guess. Question. By the way, saw your previous stream about account reviews. Ever thought about using Zoom sessions? I've never really used Zoom, to be honest. I feel like Discord would probably be the easiest for me, just for the sake of me not having to like learn something new. But I'm not opposed to it. Let's see. Question, do I save for the 5th lab, or can I use my gems to progress in the event of buying cards and modules? I will still always side to getting that last lab done before anything else. So it's totally fine to get like a baseline of cards if you're missing, like, for example, enemy balance or a crucial econ card. I would say when you first start the game, pull cards until you get all of the essential econ stuff. So what that looks like is cash, coins, enemy balance, crit coin, and probably wave skip. That's like the bare essentials for farming. You, at the same time, will obviously need that many card slots. So what is that, 5? You'll also want maybe 2 extra card slots for a couple EHP cards. So like health, and ideally defense percentage. That would be my suggestion. So that's like 7 card slots and then all of those key cards that I just mentioned. You can do that before trying to get your 5th lab. But once you get that... Oops. Sorry guys, my wife is calling me. I will be right back.
Drifting through the waves, Spartan on the rise, like death wave shining like a star in the skies. Golden falling down, yeah, the tear too low. He light the path up with their radiant glow. Click through the build, every step in sync. Catchphrase drops, crowd lean on the brink. Hear me out, then the world goes quiet.
Okay, alright, sorry, we're back. And before anybody asks, yes, I am in the doghouse. That's actually where I do my streaming and everything. Yeah. Anyway, what were we talking about? I don't even remember. Yeah. Discord would be easier over Zoom for account reviews, by the way, Spartan. I'd really like to see you try to give me some advice on my tower. Okay, Zephyr, it's going to be hard for me to give you advice, bro. Your build is so unconventional. I'm going to have to like completely reframe how I kind of think about it. Also, shout out to Simon. Simon got an IQ of 300. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it, Zephyr. It would just be kind of a challenge for me. IQ got buffed. Yes. So previously, when I first implemented this little feature, I guess, in the streams, I had it where it would go from 1 to 100, which was kind of funny. But then I brought it up to 300, so now it goes from 1 to 300. Okay, Ellie asks, if you do account reviews, how will it work with people that don't have a mic? Like me, for example. That's totally fine. If you don't have a mic, I mean, you could just use the like internal Discord voice channel chat. Basically, I think that would be the easiest way to do it. So you would just type in that chat. You know, you would just kind of tell me like, hey, I'm struggling in this area, this area, this area, or I feel like I've overextended in XYZ. And here are kind of my goals. Here's kind of where I'm looking to improve, and then we could go from there. But yeah. Simon says, haha, I have your creator code as an IQ. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Okay. Good point. Also, the 300 IQ should have been mine, haha. Did you have the day off work, Spartan? Well, yes. Yes, I did. It rained quite a bit the past few days, and it's still like too wet to get out and do anything today. Oh, actually, I should have just made a joke and been like, no, I'm working right now. I'm a full-time content creator. What are you talking about? No, that likely will never happen. Who knows, maybe. It would be cool to just do this, just hang out with people in the Discord all day and record videos for a video game. That's like a longer term goal though. Maybe if we ever get there, that would be cool, but I'm not holding my breath at this point. I've hit tier 11 wave 60, but I've hit a wall. What do you recommend? Continue developing your primary EHP stats. Mostly, unless you have the wormhole redirector module, which is this guy right here. If you don't have that, primarily focus on health. Health development will really help you out. This can include labs like Deathwave Health, the base health lab, etc. Also, don't sleep on lifesteal. Put a little bit of development into your damage. That will actually help you quite a bit in terms of pushing those extra waves. Also, try using the Berserker card. That gives you a pretty big damage buff. Where is it? Yeah, times 8 damage buff through Berserker. That will translate into EHP in the form of lifesteal. So try that when you're doing your milestone runs. You can also use some key cards like Demon Mode to get you some extra waves. You can use Second Wind to buy you a little bit of time. That would be my suggestions. And that's literally what I'm doing right now on the baby account, by the way. So I'm not just making that up. What is this IQ thing? Yeah, if you type in your in the chat !IQ, it will tell you basically how smart you are, and it's totally not random. It's actually pretty legit. It's I don't know, it's like AI or something. Did they announce the patch notes? Yes, we did already kind of talk about it, but the long and short of it is there is a new featured module coming on November 3rd, and I personally think that upon how it reads, it's actually going to be pretty good. Can anyone just join the voice calls? In the Discord server, yeah. We do have like a private voice call, which is where I have recorded videos in the past with people, and it's not able to be seen by like anybody who's not mod or above. So that's generally where I record videos with people. But yeah. You have a mic and a big mic and a quick mic. Quick mic. You got quick Nike into the mic council? Okay, I condone this. This is nice. Question, any word on what good levels are to stop at for a little bit on the 4th or 5th lab? My first 3 slots have to stay until finished. Oh boy. Where to stop on the 4th or 5th lab? Oh yeah, sorry, you sent me a DM, Zephyr. Give me a moment. I'll pull it up here. Zephyr. Okay. Hopefully this works. Okay, so here are Zephyr's labs. It looks like he's got Shatter Shards 3. He's got Lab Speed. Chronofield Duration. Oh yeah, these are all 3 permanent labs. Lab Coin Discount and Coins per Kill. Ugh, okay. So I would also argue, actually, Zephyr, that Coins per Kill could also be a permanent lab. If you have other stuff that's more pressing, like other module labs, for example, or your like ultimate weapon bonus labs are not yet completed, I would probably finish this last level and then swap to some of that stuff. Lab coin discount, I think if you were able to get it to like level 50, that would be a good kind of baseline for the meantime. Like, that's already leaps and bounds above of a lot of people, especially when they get to the point of like unlocking card masteries. So I would say bring it to 50 at a minimum, and then you could probably take it out at that point and start working on some other stuff. You'll want to restart this lab when you get to the point of... Here, I'll hop back over to my stream. When you get to the point of the... Where are they? These labs right here, like the battle condition labs, when you get to these, then you will want to raise that up even higher, because you can see how expensive they get. It is absolutely insane. 168 Q for knockback resistance. Freaking insanity. And look at these, the assist module labs, 210 Q for each of these. Absolutely asinine. Freaking insane. But yeah, like, I'll show you, Zephyr, where my discount lab is. I think it's like 53 or 54, something like that. Let me scroll up to it. It's not super impressive by any stretch of the imagination. Did I already pass it? Yeah, right here, 53. So that has allowed me to get all of my what you call it's done, my mastery labs, which is currently what I'm working on. No way, Spartan. I have 300 IQ. Very, very good. You are one of the best and the brightest. Oh boy. Why do you only have 0.4 lifesteal? I have 4.5. I guess you're just better than me at the game. I don't know. I don't really have a better option. No, I'm just kidding. So it is this perk right here. Wait, right here. Yes. Enemies have minus 55% health, but my health regen and lifesteal are dropped by 90%. I am okay with taking this perk because I am running glass cannon. So my entire goal is to kill the enemies before they get near me. If you are running EHP, or even hybrid for that matter, this is an absolute must ban. You should absolutely ban this perk. If you're running glass cannon, I mean, it's totally fine. Like, this is actually a good perk if you're running glass cannon versus EHP. It will literally destroy your run. So don't ever take this perk if you're running glass cannon, by the way. I apologize. Somebody earlier wanted to hear the country song, so I'll play that really quickly. It is a little bit quiet, so I'll have to kind of turn it up a little bit. Okay. What about tips on beating tier 15? Okay, so tier 15 wave 300 is a very, very challenging milestone to accomplish. It took me about 7 attempts, I want to say. I will say the easiest way to probably get it done is by doing hybrid. So a combination of damage and EHP. I will say JPlays has a pretty good video on basically cheesing the strategy. He has a bunch of tips in that video, and I actually use that video, some of the tips at least. But he talks about like module choice, like you almost certainly want to take death penalty. For example, that's one tip from the video. But I'd encourage you to go and check out that video by JPlays. It's a pretty good video. Obviously, some things that he says in that video will be applicable and some will not, based on how developed your tower is. Like, where you've prioritized your labs, where you've prioritized your workshop, etc. What modules you have available, different things like that. Question, what's a good level to get workshop discount to? So I kind of touched on this whenever I was looking at Zephyr's labs, but I would say getting it around level 50 at a bare minimum would be pretty good. It will make the first level of each mastery lab basically cost, where is it? Instead of 1 Q, it drops it to 925 trill. So you can see in real time, that's kind of what that looks like. That's what 50 levels of lab discount look like. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're doing multiple labs that cost over a Q later on in the game, it does save you quite a bit of coins. So just keep that in mind.
Every triumph feels much smaller when the cost can be repaid.
Guys, click that like button. 80 viewers and only 20 likes. What is this? Thank you for the shout out, Luce. Yeah, please consider liking the stream. It does help with the algorithm. But if you guys are just now getting here and you missed the first part where we talked about the patch notes, feel free to watch the replay. We spent about like 20 or so minutes talking about it, but I think the new module is going to be pretty dang good. That's my initial opinion. I have been wrong in the past. I was completely wrong about project funding. So I do not have too much pride to admit when I'm wrong. And project funding was, in fact, really, really good. So I have a suspicion that this module will also be pretty good. But again, I could be wrong. So just keep that in mind. When is it worth sinking Golden Bot? I'm about 1k stones from getting to a 150 second sync. Wondering if Chain Lightning Stones is more worth the time. Mid champs. Yeah, so Golden Bot Sync is really, really strong. Like, I currently have a Golden Bot Sync with my Multiverse Nexus. They're both at 56 seconds. But that being said, there is a point where I wouldn't really suggest starting to kind of pursue a golden bot sync until basically you have permanent black hole or you're kind of close to it. More than likely, depending on where your other cooldowns are, you will be better off using Galaxy Compressor and cutting off the, just reducing the overall downtime of your econ producing ultimate weapons. That's what I personally found when I was kind of doing it, when I was around the same stage as what you're kind of describing. I found that I actually was able to make more coins and also, more importantly, well, equally importantly, a lot more cells when I was still using Galaxy Compressor. Again, there is a turning point when it does make more sense to switch to Black Hole Digester as your module and then pursue a golden bot sync. I found that once I achieved permanent golden tower and permanent black hole, that was kind of when I wanted to make the switch, because then I was actually making more coins and the cells basically stayed about the same. And that's simply because my Multiverse Nexus cooldown was so low. You can see right now it's 56 seconds, so it'll start right here. Yep. So that's my suggestion. You can get more coins if you pursue a sync a little bit earlier on, but just keep in mind, Black Hole Digester directly is affected by the level of your coins per kill lab. So, coins per kill bonus is super, super important. I would say if it's less than 80, level 80, you probably would be better off using Galaxy Compressor and not worrying about a sync. That's my opinion. Question: close to tier 16 farming soon? Question mark. I don't know. I still have not gotten the tier 16 milestone, so that's one thing. I've been farming tier 15 pretty religiously at this point this past week, and it's been, ignore these are kind of just bug runs, but it's starting to get average, it's averaging out pretty good. So once I get the average to about 5,000 waves, I will likely try 16 again. But we still have a little bit of a ways to go. But it's okay. Right, I gotta go to therapy. LOL. See you later if you're still streaming. Thanks again for mod. LOL. Yeah, thank you for being so active and reaching out to me, Ellie. I do appreciate it. Anyway, honestly, I think that kind of concludes what I wanted to talk about today. I just kind of wanted to briefly touch on the update and the new module when it actually is going to be released. So it's going to be released on November 3rd. I guess we can kind of end the stream where we started it, and I'll just briefly go over the stuff again. So, okay, so here we are. This is the patch notes. Again, this message here is available both on the main tower server and also the Spartan's tower server. We have a developer announcement section that is straight from the main tower server. So it has the same information here. But you can see, it says Orbital Augment is the new module. It will be showing up in the featured banner on November 3rd, and it will stay until... it'll stay for 2 weeks, and then on November 24th, it will be added to the standard banner. This is the last new module for this big major update of version 27, which is kind of cool. The Orbital Augment at epic level adds 2, it goes up in increments of 2 all the way to 8 at ancestral, orbiting electrons. So this is different than orbs, and it clarifies here. Are these the same as orbs? No, there is 0 overlap. So what this means is they will have a fixed speed, they won't have a coin bonus, they won't have orb module effects or anything like that. So these are a new mechanic being introduced to the game. It says each electron will deal damage equal to 10% of the wave health to any enemies that they hit. Any enemies implies that it will affect bosses, elites, fleet enemies, everything. So yeah. That is what the new module will do. And you can see it says, does the module affect... I still don't understand the gestures word. Whatever. Maybe I'm stupid. But does it affect every enemy in the game? And it says, yes. Electrons do damage to all enemies in the game. The entire game. So fleets, bosses, elites, everything. I think it's going to be good. The only known bug right now pertaining directly to this module is it looks like if you're running Pulsar Harvester as your generator, it's basically reducing the damage that the electrons do in proportion to the number of the D levels which come from the Pulsar Harvester unique effect. So, but they're going to do a patch shortly after, likely once they get this initial list of bugs, and then they'll address that. So yeah. Anyway. That is what we got going on. Do we know what the range of the electrons will be at? Yeah, that's one of the unknowns right now, Rubber. I was wondering about that as well. So if it is... Excuse me. If it is in line with our orbs, I think that's where most people would kind of want it. Or maybe it scales with the orbs, like based on the range. I don't know. It could also be like way out here beyond your range line, just kind of tagging enemies as they spawn. I don't know. I'm hoping though that it's more in here. That would be more ideal for me at least. But yeah. What's your thoughts on the new module that's coming? I think it's gonna be pretty good. That's my initial opinion. I don't know if it will outperform Anti-Cube Portal. I kind of doubt that it will actually do better than Anti-Cube Portal, but I still think it'll be really good. I think if you're newer to the game, still try to get it at least to Mythic Plus, which will require 4 of these unique effect modules. So you'll get 4, and then that will enable you to get Mythic Plus. You can see 1, 2 gives you that. Then you need a second one of these, so 4 total, which will lead you to this Mythic Plus. Any new modules that come, I would suggest at a bare minimum getting it to Mythic Plus, just so that you don't have a situation where you think, oh, this module is going to freaking suck. And then you find out later that it's the best tournament module in the game. Trust me, you don't want that to happen. Ask me how I know. Anyway. Yeah, to answer your question, yes, I am very butthurt about project funding. I thought it was going to suck, and it turned out to be really, really strong. So, it is what it is. Question. Have you ever thought about doing something else on this channel besides the tower? Good question. So, in short, yes. But would I ever? I don't know. So my audience, like all of you guys are here for the tower. This channel has been dedicated to the tower. So I feel like if I were to start introducing other games, it could potentially like negatively affect my viewership, negatively affect the sentiment. I think if I did do something like that, I would likely start a second channel where I basically would do other games. That would likely be what would happen. But yeah. Anyway, you can probably do other idle games like the tower. Yeah. Spartan did do an electrician course on his channel, but his viewers were left shocked. Yes, they were. Douglas, is that you? Are you Doug Scott? Doug Scott, are you Douglas from the Discord server? You have to be. You have to be. Question, is Deathwave 2 recommended? Deathwave 2? I don't know if I understand the question. Are you saying like the Ultimate Weapon Plus for Deathwave? I could use a little bit of clarification on that. I'm sorry.
Watch the numbers climbing till the silence cross the line.
Quantity. Oh, quantity. Yeah. Absolutely. Have as much Deathwave quantity as you possibly can.
But the chorus still hums.
So, the way that the quantity works, the waves tag the enemies, and they give you a cell multiplier and a coin bonus multiplier. To be clear, these waves do not stack. So if I hit a boss with 5 effect waves, it's not going to stack that bonus. But what it does do is gives me a better chance of hitting these enemies that are just spawning. So it's just overall increasing the amount of enemies that are tagged, basically. That especially comes into play when you're looking at elite spawns. So yeah, Deathwave quantity is very, very, very valuable. Spartan, if you do start a second channel for other games, you can collab with my second channel. You have a second channel? I didn't even know that. I don't know. I feel like I barely have enough time for a first channel, personally. I mean, again, maybe someday I could be a full-time content creator. And if that was the case, I am absolutely all for starting some new initiatives. But yeah, right now it's hard. I have a full-time job. I have a family. It's hard to keep track of everything at the moment. But we still manage. Joel says, question, when should I start working on Deathwave Cells Lab? Should I do it after I finish my Ultimate Weapon Coin Labs? Yeah, that's kind of what I did on my main account. There's nothing wrong with going ahead and getting some like early on levels. Like maybe getting it up to like level 5 just as a baseline, something like that. But yeah, I think that's a solid plan. You don't have 48 hours a day like the rest of us? I know, right? I know. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to work on that. I don't know. But anyway, guys, I think that's gonna wrap up the stream. Unless you guys have some like last minute questions, we'll do last call for questions. Oh, young Hove, what's up, bro? Dude, we're getting a new module, and I think it's actually gonna be pretty good. You'll have to rewind to the replay or just talk to me later this evening, and I'll talk to you about it. But I think it's going to be good. They released some patch notes for us. It's introducing a brand new, basically, mechanic in the game called electrons. So, for those of you that were not here at the start, I did touch on it, but it was basically the teaser, the quote-unquote leak, had suggested that this new module would give us 1 extra workshop orb and have the unique effect scale. Basically, it would have a decaying orb speed. So each time you would get a recovery package, it would have a decaying speed that the orbs would go for, I think, like 60 or 90 seconds or something like that. But they changed it. They bamboozled us, and instead of giving us a boring 1 extra orb that nobody was really excited about, they decided to introduce a brand new freaking mechanic in the game. So, yeah. I have a hunch that it's gonna be pretty good. Again, I have been wrong in the past. Hashtag project funding. But I suspect it's gonna be pretty good. I'm mostly excited to hopefully not die to scatters anymore with the bug fix. Yeah. 100%. What is said mechanic, or do we not know? Yeah, so I'll pull it up here. So here's what it says. Orbital Augment is the name. It adds 2, 4, 6, all the way to 8 at Ancestral, orbiting electrons, and to be clear, these are not the same as orbs. They're different. So things like orb speed, coin bonus, orb module effects will not apply to these new electrons. It says each electron will deal damage equal to 10% of the wave health to any enemy that it hits. So it says each electron. Oh, wait a minute. Each electron. So if one electron hits a boss, that's 10% damage to the boss. If a second one hits it, that's 20 damage to the boss. Wait a minute. Am I stupid? Am I reading that correctly? I feel like I'm overlooked that the first time. Interesting. Do they go through, or do they go away, though, when they contact an enemy? It doesn't. Nothing here is reading that they would disappear. So you get 8 of these little electrons. My guess is that they're gonna just move very, very slow. Like they're gonna have a fixed, locked-in orb. I keep saying orb speed. They're gonna have a fixed speed, and it's gonna be probably very slow. There's probably gonna be some kind of lab that you can do to buff these up, and it's gonna be locked by like tier 20 milestone or something like that. Yeah, that's just kind of my guess. But it says each electron deals damage. And to be clear, it's talking about 10% of the wave health, which is... Whoops. Which is this number here. This little heart number. So 10% of that. And it scales for each enemy. That's my guess. Again, I'm just kind of speculating based on the wording, but I think that's probably what'll happen. Welp, seems broken. Take my money, Fuds. Oh boy. Time to spend a few hundred on gems. Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. I've got 290 gems because I thought that this module, I thought it was gonna suck. So I have not saved gems, which means I'm gonna have to do a no-no and use some ad revenue to buy some gems. So please keep watching the videos. Oh boy. Anyway. Yeah. In theory, I think this module is going to be pretty good. In conclusion, I should say. I think this module is going to be pretty good. I don't know if it will outperform... If you don't have assist modules, I don't know if it'll outperform like Anti-Cube Portal. At least if you're running Glass Cannon. But it still could be pretty dang good. If you're... same kind of sentiment, if you're running EHP and you have the wall, I kind of feel like Sharp Fortitude will still be best in slot. I don't know. But still, at a bare minimum, try to get it to Mythic Plus if you can. All it takes is 4 of the unique effect modules to get it there. So 1, 2, and then you need fodder, and then you need 1, 2, yet again to get it to legendary, and then you need 2 legendary plus fodder modules to get Mythic Plus. So you're going to need 4 total to get Mythic Plus, basically. But I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. Anyway, that is going to wrap up the stream for today. That's, I think, all we had to really discuss. I saw this patch note as soon as I woke up, and I was like, oh crap, I need to go live and talk about this. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream. Let me know what you guys think of the module. So after I end this, it should turn into like a VOD, I guess, where you can actually leave a comment. If you want to do that, it does help with the algorithm. Also, like, liking the stream helps as well. But yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up. But let's get some 07s in the chat. 07s in the chat. Let's see a wall of 07s. I would greatly appreciate it. And with that, I have to go edit episode 7 of the Beginner Progress series and post that today. So anyway, thank you guys for sticking around this long. And like always, I will see you guys later.
No tower stands forever, not even when you win. Then the death wave rolls through me, cleansing all I made, all the gold, the shards, the glory. the pain.